context is about everything they say, and for Argentinians, when we say next stop Dolores, it means good coffee and croissants. But this time, in this context, in this context, next stop Dolores means Dolores Rojo Guiñazú will talk about, again to the public at the ITA conference. She's an expert on standards, but this year, let me check my, oh, sorry. Hold on, because I had Chiara's paper before me. This time it will be about fortifying your translation business, balancing your security and trust. She will talk about the importance of strong passwords and how to manage them. Dolores is a strong translator, a traductora pública in Buenos Aires. As said, she's an expert in standards and is an advisor. Gila, mute your microphone, please. She's an expert in standards and an advisor to the IRAM, the Argentinian equivalent to our Mahonat Kanim, the Israeli standards institution. She actively participates in the discussions for the adaptation and translation of standards in Argentina. She's also an internal auditor of standard 27001 and all the family there on translation quality. And Dolores, the floor is yours. And again, thank you for jumping in and
Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Uri. Thank you, all the Israel Translators Association for this amazing conference. I'm very happy to share. Can you hear me well? Yes. Okay. To share the floor today with very talented experts and linguists all over the world. So I'm happy to participate, to be here, and to begin earlier. As you said, in Argentina, we have to be always ready, just in case. So no worries. Shall I share my screen? My presentation? Let's see if you can see it.
yes, please.
Can you see it?
Perfect.
Yes, we see it now.
Okay. Thanks so much. Okay. So as Elisa was introducing me, thanks so much. I'm going to talk today about the importance of fortifying our translation or interpretation business, and in a way, making an effort to balance security and trust. And that's a big challenge for all of us, because most of the time we are online and digitally exchanging and working with different parts of the world. So let's see if I can move this here. I was already introduced. Just wanted to say that I've been working and researching on standards with Gabriela, who will be talking later today, for many years, because we found in standards, international ISO standards, a way of protecting our business and having a tool, specific tool, to show our clients when dealing with how is it important to use not only machine or automatic tools, but also the professional translators, as we were hearing different topics. Okay, so sometimes we have to take time, make time and think if our assets are truly protected. Because if someone asks you, do you live safely? I mean, is your house protected? You say, what's the so easy to do and simple. But sometimes we have to wait till catastrophe happens to take action or to make a plan or to think, okay, how am I going to do this or to tackle this? So as you said, better do it first before something bad happens, and think if you have a backup plan for all assets, the information that you handle, how do you protect your assets? And if you really trust your own process, or perhaps after a year or 2 years, you set the time, you have to change it or modify, amend, add something more, or remove perhaps other things that are not useful. So always think of that, perhaps at the beginning of a new year or a fiscal year, if everything that you deal with, digital, hard copy, tools, your computer, and the different devices that truly safe. And of course, there are many different ways that you can, steps that you can take to enhance your own cybersecurity, whether you work at home, in a company, in a big company, in a small company, or just as a freelancer. So you have to identify all the vulnerabilities or the possible risks that you may face and try to implement the necessary measures. Today, I'm going to talk about two very important tools that are easy to use, not expensive, and make a big change in our daily work. Talking about ourselves and our own data and our clients' data. The first and perhaps the easiest is the VPN. I don't know how many of you are familiar with VPN, the Virtual Private Network. If you would like to write in the chat, or let me know if you already heard about this term, that it's a tool that encrypts your internet connection and creates a secure tunnel through which your data travel through. Imagine that you are sending like a postcard to, I live in Argentina and I'm sending a postcard to a friend living in Italy. You know, a postcard, yes? No envelope, nothing, with very important confidential information there. Are you going to do that? Well, it's risky. Everyone can read it all the way from Argentina to Italy. So if you do it, if you send the data via VPN, it's like you put that letter or that postcard in a locked, unbreakable envelope, ensuring that no one can read it all along the way. And it's something that it's very used for a long time, that have been using. And at the very beginning, it was very expensive. So it was hard to implement for professionals or freelancers. But nowadays, it's much easier, and there are many ways to do it. So I'm going to briefly explain what are the benefits of using this. As I said before, most of us work online. So we are receiving emails, working on platforms, your own platforms, general platforms, or your own clients' platforms, of course. But you share or exchange confidential information, manuals, contracts, different writings. So in this way, you can really protect the confidentiality. You secure your remote work because even you are working at home with your own private network, there are risks. And not to mention if you are at an airport or in a cafe or anywhere else that you are using a public Wi-Fi network. Yes, these are the place for the hackers. And another benefit is that you can bypass region restrictions because you can access different resources, research and tools if you are located in a different place. And with a VPN, you can also do that. And of course, prevent cyber threats, phishing, identity theft, malware. Well, internet is full of dangers. Hopefully, this never happens to any of us, but we are not exempted. So if this happens, we have to be prepared and protected. So the way to implement it is just to choose a trusted VPN provider. There are many. The most popular ones that you can browse and check online are NordVPN, ExpressVPN, or ProtonVPN. Most of them offer free trials, like a month or even more, so you can try and see how they work for your own purposes. And if not, you can just cancel it and you don't have to pay anything. But see how it works and how more comfortable with that you have a VPN, because this is very important for some companies and some clients, of course. And what I suggest is that you have files or emails, and a reminder, because you are not used to that. But after some days or weeks, you will be accustomed to that. And you also have to use the kill switch feature. That's most VPNs have that, and that cuts your internet connection if the VPN suddenly disconnects. Something happens and the VPN disconnects, so your internet connection will be disconnected, because remember that you are connected to internet through your VPN. And well, you can choose your server locations wisely. For example, if you work in a region with a slower internet speed, you can change to another region that has a faster browsing speed. And of course, depending on the brand of the VPN, you can protect multiple devices with only one payment. That's not a lot. Like if you agree to begin paying for that, I think I have the one that I have, it's like $6 or less, because there are many months that are not included in the yearly plan and all that. But you can protect at least 3 devices. For example, your own computer, if you have a desktop, a laptop, and your mobile phone, or a tablet, I don't know. But you have the possibility of protecting with one VPN multiple devices. And of course, as an ISO advocate, there's also an ISO standard on VPN that was reviewed and confirmed in 2021. And if you want, you can go online and check it. It details how a VPN works and how the documents or the information that you work is protected while using a VPN tool. And now the second and last item for today, and I think that with a VPN and a password protection, you are pretty safe to continue working online. And as a translator working all day online, and sometimes exhausted by the million of passwords that we have to keep on, writing and remembering, for example, to enter the email, the platform, the bank, your account, I don't know, an online dictionary. Well, you know it. So there are many common mistakes that I have been making throughout my career. And it was like using easy to guess passwords, like, for example, the name of not my pet, but some of my children, because it was easy to remember. So each year I changed it, but by another name. So it's very easy. And it's, as it says here, a hacker's dream, because it's easy to guess. But it was easy for me also to remember. And another mistake is to reuse the password across multiple accounts. I have a colleague that has the same password for everything, even her bank account. So that's very risky. And also to store the passwords in unsecure places, like writing the password down in a note in your mobile phone, anywhere. Well, that's not. And not updating the passwords regularly. So you have to change this. And what's the best practice to use passwords? Use a mix of characters, as many of you already know, a strong password, a combination of upper and lower cases, numbers, and special characters, and make it long. The longer, the most strongest. So also avoid using your own information. And what I implemented some years ago was the passphrases, like, for example, translate for success 2025 ? Or another special character, or longer if you can because you can remember, or some mantras or a sentence, whatever you have. That's more difficult for hackers to guess and easier for us to remember. And if not, you have passwords management tools that are very good to use, that are big vaults that store your passwords and help you generate strong random passwords for each of your accounts. For example, here I listed 1Password, LastPass, and Bitwarden. I have Bitwarden, the free version, because, as you know, these are only 3, but there are many more. Most of them have a free version and a paid version, but at least using the free version is very good, because you have to set a master password, and remember that you cannot forget that you have a user and a master password, and then you store all your own passwords, and the system, in my case Bitwarden, remembers that for you. So this is very good to implement, very technological for the time we are living in, and easy to put into practice. I recommend, if you want, to have it your own password management. And of course, as everything in life, you have to have two-factor authentication, or one plan A and plan B. And this is an additional layer of security for your accounts, and requires not only your password, but a second factor. Sometimes, I don't know if you have, or if you use a Gmail, a Google account, it usually sends you a temporary code, for example, to your phone or to another email address that you may give them, just to remember or confirm that you are the one wanted to log into your account. So this two-factor authentication is another layer, and it's very recommendable to put into practice. Everyone, just today I received an email from Delta Airlines. That's a flight airline, that asked me to put a two-factor authentication in my account. That's okay. Okay, I'll do it, but that's another I mean, even big companies are trying to safeguard their own customers and protecting, I mean, adding more layers of protection. So
2 more
it's like
minutes.
if tomorrow, okay, I'm just finishing. So this is good for you and easy to implement and be more protected. So just in time. Thanks a lot.
Perfect.
And if you want to contact me, if you have some difficulties putting this into practice, I can help you, but there's a lot of YouTube videos that explain that. And it's like life. If you live in a very danger place like the internet that we are all living in, you have to like drive in an armored car. You know, the more protected you are, all the gunshots will not take you. So protect yourself before it's too late, or you will have more nightmares. Thanks, Elisa, and thanks. I don't know if you have any questions.
Aviva asks, what do you say about Google Password Manager?
That's a good one. Yes, everything that Google provides is good and it's worthy of putting into practice. Yes, as also the Gmail that has other two-factor authentication and sends you codes and other emails. That's it's strong and it's free.
Quite important. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Excellent. Dolores, thank you so much. And hope to see you next year again at the IPA
Yes,
conference.
always a
It
pleasure.
becomes a kind of habit hosting you here, and it's a pleasure.
Yeah. It's a pleasure for me as well. And I think together we are stronger and we have to try to keep on working in very safely and with our own human mind and potential.